Okay, so the Bible is a very special book. It isn't just a book, it's a whole collection of books, a little library full of books. 66 different books written by more than 40 different people over nearly 1,600 years. That's pretty interesting. But, what's it about? Buck?
Huh? The books of the Bible tell many different stories. There's, Adam and Eve.
Noah's Ark.
Daniel in the lion's den. Jesus, he's in there.
Paul and Silas.
Zacchaeus, he was a wee little man.
Yes, I know.
The parting of the Red Sea.
David and Goliath.
Okay, so the Bible is filled with stories, lots of stories, good stories, but what makes all these stories fit together? Why have they made the Bible such an important book? I mean, why even wrap them all up in one piece of cowhide?
Haha, yeah, cow. Moo.
I should know this.
Let's see, it's,
Why were they all put together?
Hey guys, Magic Flannelgraph says he knows the answer. All right, Magic Flannelgraph, what is it? Because all those stories put together tell one story.
Really?
That's what he said, unless I heard him wrong. You were speaking English, right? Right, he was speaking English.
So, what one story do all those different stories tell?
the Bible tells the story of...
Bonies!
I don't think that's right.
What's that, Magic Flannelgraph? The Bible tells the story of God and what He's done for us. The Bible tells the story of God and what He's done for us.
Whoa, that's big.
You said it. Okay, if God created everything, if He even created us, then knowing the story of God and what He's done for us would be the most important thing we could know. Well, that would make the Bible...
The most important book ever.
Wow. So in these programs, we're going to open up the Bible and discover the story of God and what He's done for us. We're going to learn all about the world's most important book, starting right now.
No, salami, then a layer of mustard, and then the turkey. Dijon. Not too much, though. I have a sensitive palate. What? I'm on? Right now? What? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, okay. Can I get a little intro music? Good day, world. This is Buck Denver bringing you the world's most important book, the Bible. Where should we start?
Start in the middle!
More like 2/3 of the way through.
Let's start at the beginning. That's a very nice place to start.
All right, what's at the beginning of the Bible? I, don't seem to have one right around here. Anyone else?
I got my guitar.
I have one around here somewhere.
Do they even have a script?
I think they're winging it.
Wait, I've got it. I've got it right here.
Oh, good job, Ian. What's at the beginning?
Let's see. The Bible begins with the table of contents.
No, after that.
What? We don't want to skip it. It might be important.
You know, I think Ian might have a point there.
I might.
You're kidding me.
Before we jump into the first book of the Bible, wouldn't it be good to know how the whole Bible is put together? You know, the big picture?
I have a big picture of Conway Twitty in my bunkhouse.
I don't think that's what he means.
No, I mean, how is the library organized? How does one story, the story of God and what He's done for us, play out across so many different books? Sunday school lady?
You've come to the right place, Buck. I've been explaining the Bible since the Old Testament was new. Not exactly, but you get my point. I was kidding. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. Let's jump right in. The books of the Bible are divided into two sections, the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now, the Old Testament books are divided into four sections. The Torah, or Pentateuch, that means 5 books, the historical books, the prophets, and the writings, or wisdom literature. We'll get into all that later. The New Testament also has 4 sections. The Gospels, which tell the story of Jesus. The Acts of the Apostles, which talks about the early days of the church and Paul's missionary trips. The Letters, or Epistles, that's a fancy word that means, letters. And the Revelation to John, the really wild book at the back that talks about the end of the world. Any questions?
I've got a question. Why do they call them testaments? Do they give you fresh breath? Because I licked one and it didn't work.
No, they don't call them testaments. They call them testaments. Can you clue us in, Pastor Paul?
The word testament comes from the Latin word testamentum, meaning oath or covenant. A covenant and an oath are promises, so the word testament means promise.
Thanks, Pastor Paul. So the Bible is split up into 2 sections. One section is called the Old Promise, and the second section is called the New Promise. You know what a promise is, don't ya? It's when you make a commitment, when you say you're gonna do something, no matter what.
So who's making these big promises in the Bible, and what are they promising?
Well, let's see.
The Bible is the story of God.
And what he's done for us. So these big promises must be
Promises God has made to us.
Whoa, that's really big. Even bigger than a pony.
I think you're right.
Okay, we're on to something. This is a Bible. A Bible is a collection of books divided into 2 sections. Each section tells the story of a big promise God made, how he kept that promise, and most importantly, what it means to us today, how it helps us understand our world. This book has changed more lives than any other book in history, and these promises, and how they came true back then and still come true today, are the key. So, why did God have to make these promises, and what did he promise? And why should you care? These are the questions we're going to answer as we dive into the very first book of the Bible.
Pat the bunny.
I can't believe you said that.
Good night, moon. Green eggs and ham.
I'm not with him.
No. Good guesses, though. The very first book of the Bible, Genesis.
That was my next guess. Genesis. Clive?
I'll be in the car.
Mr. Vischer?
Yes, Ian?
Will there be ponies on the next show?
Well, we're going to talk about Genesis, which is where God makes all the animals, so I guess that would include ponies.
Great! I'm gonna go tell Clive. Hey, Clive! Ponies, Clive! Ponies!
Well, that's the end of this episode. Don't miss our next show as we jump into the book of Genesis. Chuckwagon, take us out.
When I was young, I often pondered about a thing or two. Like, why do I feel bad when I do something bad to you? Is there more to life than having fun as we're all spinning around the sun? Oh, Daddy, I need answers. Tell me, what am I to do? And my daddy said to me, he said, son, let's check the Bible. Let's take a look. Son, let your fingers take a walk in that old book. The answers that you're looking for, you'll find them and a whole lot more. So sit right down and let us see what's in the Bible. You'll be happy that you took the time to stop and take a look at God's amazing book. At God's amazing book.
Well, that could have been worse.
Yes, it could have been longer.